What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all of you are having a great day. Hope you all had a great weekend. Getting into this episode of GH. Lucky. I want to wring his neck. Like him coming up with all these excuses. I am glad that he finally told Liz the truth about what's been going on and that Christina was behind all this mess. I'm glad he told her. It's about damn time. But he was just sitting there making so many excuses for this girl. And Liz at first wasn't having it. She was like, no, Christina needs to go to prison. Like, why didn't you turn her in? So he trying to explain it or whatever. Liz at first wasn't hearing it. But then he explained how basically he would be considered an accessory. So now Liz pretty much wants to keep quiet at this point to mostly protect Lucky, because if Christina go down, he can go down too. And where would that leave Aiden? Listen, I would feel bad for Aiden, but let's be for real. The boy don't went years without Lucky being in his life. I'm sure he can survive if Lucky went to prison for a couple years. I'm sure he'll be all right. He might be upset and angry about it at first. He'll get over it. Trust me. Um, because Lucky was sitting there talking like he was a therapist of sort, sitting there talking about, oh, he felt like the accident was a wake up call for Christina, and she's good now. She's not gonna hurt anybody. First of all, you are not licensed to make that call. You're not a therapist, so how could you make that type of judgment call? Based on what? Because Christina said? Christina's a nut. Why the hell would you listen to anything that come out of her mouth? This ain't no wake up call for her. See, this is the problem I have with Lucky. Him not holding her accountable for this mess, and Christina doing whatever she want to do, and everybody cleaning up her mess. Alexis is currently cleaning up her mess. Lucky done cleaned up her mess. This enables the bullshit. That's all it does. It continues to enable this behavior that she has. Like, she just does whatever the hell she wants to do because she know people are going to cover it up for her. She gonna give some little sob story. She gonna cry. She gonna say, oh, I'm trying to change. I'm gonna do better. It's the same song and dance with this girl. She ain't rap too tight. And Lucky's still sitting here trying to vouch for her. Absolutely not. No. And I was a little pissed that Liz just was like, all right, fine, I'll keep quiet about it. No, you need to turn that little psycho in, is what you need to do. She's a nutball. I wouldn't trust nothing that come out of Christina mouth. Absolutely not. Nope, not in this lifetime. And I damn sure wouldn't take Lucky word. Oh, she fine. It was a wake-up call. Lucky, last time I checked, you are not Dr. Phil. Like, sir, you ain't got no PhD. You are not licensed in no type of therapy to give that type of evaluation. That girl got a screw loose. I wouldn't trust her. I'm just saying. And continuing to cover her mess ain't doing her no damn good. None. None. But anyway, so Liz ended up finding a ring box when Lucky went to go cook some dinner or whatever. I'm like, a ring box? I know this fool ain't planning on proposing. It's a little bit too soon for a remarriage. Like, y'all just got back together. I know damn well you don't think you gonna pop your little questions. Ain't going down like that, sir. Liz better say no if he do. If that's what I think it is in that box, she better say hell to the no. Because he talking about, oh, I want to regain your trust and show you that I'm trustworthy and I'm worthy of you. And Lucky, you ain't even worthy of a good bath. Like, sir, be quiet, please and thank you. Ugh. I ain't here for this little reunion between them. I mean, for nostalgia purposes, they're cute, but no. I don't ever want to see Lucky and Liz get back together. No, not this version of him. No, nope. He ain't the one. Liz need to move away from him. He ain't the one. She need to go find somebody else. This is why I feel like she need a whole new love. She shouldn't be going back and thinking about getting back with no ex. I'm sorry, but no. No, get somebody new. But then again, I get why she with him in a way because they got all that history and a kid together. I get it. It's comfortability for her. Like he's comfortable. She know him. You know what I mean? Because when you start dating somebody new, that means you got to start from scratch again. And that could be scary and it could be a pain in the ass. So I get it. But with the way Lucky been moving lately, no. Nope. He ain't ready for no commitment. He ain't ready to be, Mrs. Doubtfire. He ain't ready for that. He not ready to be, mundane, so to speak. So anyway, moving on from that. I'm not surprised that Laura bought Alexis' little BS story about how, the $10 million is basically being moved around to investments and stuff like that. Like she trying to diversify. I'm not surprised that Laura would buy that cockamamie story because Laura trusts Alexis. You know what I mean? So of course she's not going to question her, about where that money really going. She's not going to question it. For right now, she not. Because, they got a long history. She feel like Alexis is honest and she not, she trusts her. So she not going to question her too much about it. So I figured she was going to ask her. And then once she told her that BS story, she was going to let it go. Like, oh, that's fine. Okay. She was a little surprised that Alexis was hands-on with the investment. But, she was like, well, I guess. I'm like, Laura, you need to investigate this. Laura bought that cockamamie story. But Marco, I don't trust him. One, he said, well, son. Two, he looked slimy. I don't trust his ass. And he came in asking Alexis about it because he was like, from what he seen in the file, it looked like the money's being transferred to what looks to be a shell company and it looks like money launder. I'm like, Alexis, fire him. Fire him, please. He is not to be trusted. His daddy already done took that damn blade, that dagger, and once his father got Alexis prints on it, he made sure not to touch the damn thing. I'm like, I don't, nah, nope, you can't trust these little Sid whales. Absolutely not. They need to fire that ass. I don't care if Sonny told Diane to hold off on fire him. Sonny don't own y'all firm. He might be y'all main client or whatever, but he do not run y'all firm. Fire that boy. Because him knowing or suspecting what's going on with that money, it's going to be a problem. It's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Alexis, nip him in the bud now. Please. But then again, him finding out about it couldn't be a bad thing. Because you know what? That's what all they asses get. That's what Alexis get for covering up her daughter's shenanigans. That's what Christina do. That's what she get for being a shenanigan. And that's what Ava and Rick get for being so damn money hungry and greedy. Should have just took the original deal and let this go. No, y'all want more fancy cars and mink coats and shit. So if all y'all asses go down, that's on y'all. That's on y'all. So you know what, Marco? Keep digging, sir. By all means. It'll be just exactly what they dumbasses need. A wake-up call. Because if Christina ain't the only one that needs one, obviously all of them do. So anyway, moving on from that. I had to talk my shit real quick because, these grown-ass people be working my nerves sometime. I'm like, the foolishness. But anyway, I like the little conversation between Michael and Christina. Michael is over Willow and her drama. Like, he over her foolishness. Like, I feel like she done pushed that man too far. And now Michael is starting to see Willow as an enemy. That's how he's starting to see her. Because Willow don't want to compromise. And I don't blame Michael for wanting to go dark on her ass. Because she's leaving him with no choice. If she continues to sit there and keep listening to her leader, there's no compromise to be had. I mean, the original offer that they laid out was BS. Michael basically gets the kids every other weekend and then only gets the kids for 2 weeks out of the summer? Hell no. The summer is a couple of months. And all Michael would have got is 2 weeks. Get out of here with that nonsense. That ain't no compromise. That is not a compromise at all. No. She pushing this shit too far. And it's not even really totally her. It's Drew. Because she cannot think or do anything for herself. Just when you think she about to get some sense, Drew talks her out of it, and it doesn't take much persuasion on his part. He doesn't have to be that persuasive. You know what I'm saying? Like, all he had to do is just say something and she ready to change her mind. Like, damn, he got that much control over your mind? That's a shame. Like, she need to get out that cult mentality. Like, baby, you've been out of a cult for some time now. You should know better. Like, you've been under somebody's thumb for years. Why would you want to go back to that? Like, is that Stockholm Syndrome or something? Must be. But I don't blame Michael. I would go nuclear on Willow ass too. Because enough is enough. She's not putting them kids' welfare at the forefront. She's putting her wants at the forefront, not them kids. Them kids clearly don't want to live with no damn Drew. And now Drew done bought some property in DC, so that means pretty much he just lying and waiting. Probably waiting for this custody hearing to be over, because as soon as it's done, all he gonna do is persuade Willow again. Oh, let's move to DC. She gonna do it like a fool. So that's probably why he bought that property out there. Can't wait to whisk them away. I'm like, Michael, you need to just obliterate her ass in that courtroom. He do. He need to go DEFCON 1 on her. Like, I'm just saying, you need to show that heifer no mercy. Because Michael pretty much said it too. He was like, I'm going to break her down. Michael was not playing. He said, if I have to, I will break her down in court. I ain't mad at it. You got to do what you got to do. And hopefully after this is all said and done, he could talk some sense into that damn sister of his. Get some sense knocked into her. Because she been acting a total fool since he been gone. Well, she was acting a fool prior to that, but she done got worse. He need to have a little brotherly conversation with her and get her ass back down to earth. So anyway, moving on from that. I'm glad, Dante got to tell Rocco about what happened and stuff, because I was looking at Lulu like, Lulu, you better zip your lip. Let Dante talk to this boy. Because, Lulu, she always itching to speak. But I'm glad he got to, have a word with his son and let him know what's been going on and whatnot. Trying to get him to understand and I'm glad he told Rocco now's not the right time to reach out to Gio, because I do agree. Like, I feel Gio needs more time to process and get everything out, have conversations that he need to have with certain people before Rocco can reach out. But I'm pretty sure he'd be nice to Rocco, because him and Rocco seemed like they was cool anyway. So, maybe they could bond and embrace his brothers. Lulu sitting over here, oh, your dad deserved to know. And Lulu, put the shut to the up. Like, Leslie Lou, go sit down with your shenanigans. You have done enough, homegirl. You've done enough. Keep your head down. Keep it low. But I am glad that Gio went to go see Sonny and whatnot, and Sonny cleared the ear with him and let him know, like, listen, I did not know you was my grandson. Basically letting him know that he was just doing what he was doing out of the kindness of his heart, because he saw something special in Gio long before he even knew that was his grandson. He knew Gio was going to be different. He was going to be something special. And so it was an investment basically for Sonny, because that's what you do. You invest in people. You know what I'm saying? If you see greatness within somebody, you invest in them. If you got that kind of resources and stuff, you invest. You invest in them because they're going to make something of themselves, and you don't want them going down the wrong road. So I'm glad Sonny did that. He's always been very generous with the money, And I feel like Sonny does that to, I don't want to say wash away the dirt that he does, but, to balance the scales in a way, for all the bad shit that he got to do. You do some bad shit, you balance it out with some good shit. Like, I've noticed that Sonny does that, but, Sonny, he likes to help people out, the help that he didn't have back then. He grew up rough, and naturally he don't want kids to go through that, what he went through. Growing up in rough neighborhoods and turning into a life of crime to support yourself. He don't want them to go down that route. So I can't be mad at that. But I'm also glad that he told Gio about his experiences, with him and Dante finding out about each other when they were, when Dante was an adult and being lied to about who his father was and stuff like that, because they can relate to Gio on that level. Sonny can, Dante can, because at the end of the day, you're going to be angry. You're going to have a lot of questions. And I'm glad Sonny pointed it out. Like, as much as he was angry with Olivia for keeping that secret from him, he never hated her for it. Because at the end of the day, he understood why she did it. He was just upset, naturally, as you should be, But I'm glad that Gio decided, what, I got to decide my next move and what I want to do. But he also made it clear he may not want to get to know Dante, because he just feels like Dante just hates him because of the Rocco situation. Dante treated him like trash. So he may not want to get to know Dante. But I'm pretty sure in time he will change his mind. I'm pretty sure they're going to get to know each other, because Dante is a good damn dad. When Dante came to see Sonny and stuff, he basically still blamed BLQ for what happened, as he should. You know what I mean? Like, naturally, he's going to be still upset with BLQ for keeping that from him. But hopefully, like I said, him and Gio could fix it and get to know each other. So anyway, moving on from that. So Gloria and Lois are trying to explain to BOQ why they did what they did. And, BOQ was just lashing out at them, still upset. And I get why she's upset, because the minute they decided, or Lois decided to change it up and switch the adoption around and give the child to Camilla, that's when you should have at least told BOQ that, hey, the plans changed a little bit. It's called communication. Then when Camilla died and BOQ was an adult, you really should have told her. Like, Lois really should have told her. Like, okay, this is your son. You know what I'm saying? The boy adopted mother died. He didn't have any other parents. That's when Lois and Gloria should have told her. But, Lois and Gloria felt like, oh, well, he was still fine because he still had family. That's not the point. That's when you should have told him the truth. I understand they didn't want to upend his life because he just lost the mother he thought was his bio mother, and she was his world. I get that part. Nobody's saying you had to tell him the day she died, but you should have told. That's when the truth should have came out, around that time. Not that exact day, but still. I think it was just a big, miscommunication between them. Like, Lois decided to keep her mouth shut about everything when she should have just communicated certain stuff. I get why BOQ lashing out. But at the same time, Lois and Gloria did at the time what they thought was right. Same way Olivia did what she thought was right for Dante. You got to do what you do to protect the child. If you feel it's in the best interest of the child, there's no book. Even though people do write books about parenting, you just got to, nobody's perfect. No parent is perfect. You just got to do what you think is right, even if it's wrong. At the time, it might have been right. You got to do what you got to do. So hopefully, BLQ could sort this out with Gio. Hopefully they could sit around, talk, and it's going to take a while. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to take a while for him to warm up to her and Dante being his parents. It's going to take a minute. This ain't something that's going to happen overnight. But, anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.